Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. I'm Jay Eskar, and today I'm going to show you my mastering chain, or basically just show you how I usually master. So if you're trying to get to know someone else's opinion or someone else's way of doing things, this is the video you're looking for. I'm gonna try to simplify the way you see mastering. By the end of this video, my purpose is for you to understand what mastering really is. If you've been a producer for a long period of time, you know that people think mastering, it's everything in production. They send you a song that has a bad melody and they're like, oh, just wait a little longer till I master it. Let me tell you, for a beginner, mastering will not fix your music, okay? Before my mastering, I pay so much attention to every single sound on my mixing that my mastering is almost non-important. Alright, so I just wanted to get that clear before we go into the master chain. The chain that I have right now has been working for me, and I will change it over years, obviously, because you'll learn other stuff, but I currently use this one, and I'm going to show you exactly why I do it and how it sounds. Before we see the chain, before I go any further, I want to read you the definition of mastering, because I feel like it's very important to understand what you're doing in order to do it correctly. What is mastering? Yeah, supposedly online, you can see that mastering is the final step of audio post-production, and that the purpose of mastering is to balance sonic elements of a stereo mix and optimize playback across all platforms, across all systems and media formats, whatever. And traditionally, mastering is done using tools like equalization, compression, limiting, and stereo enhancement. We are getting a rough idea of what mastering is. Balance, right? We want sonic balance. But I've found a better definition for mastering, and it's actually not an audio mastering definition. It's just a definition of mastering in general. Mastering means gaining control of, or having control of. So now that we know that mastering is having control, having a sonic balance, then we know what we should go for. All right, and let's just get right into my project. I actually have the project of my latest song open just so we can get an idea of what I usually do, since it's the latest project I have. I'm gonna play the song without any effects on the master, and this is how the song sounds like. With mastering effects, it sounds like this. So now I'm gonna switch a little bit between mastering and not mastered. Mastered. Unmastered. So this is how I see mastering. Before I even master, I make sure that every single sound sounds good together. And after that, I pay attention to the whole mix, and I listen, and I pay attention to what needs to have control, or what needs to be sonically balanced. First step, overall, first step before anything else, important thing, it's frequency balance. So how do I balance my frequencies? What do I mean by that? But sometimes when you make a song, there's too much bass, there's too much highs, and you want to get a balance. Because if you have a balance, it will sound most of the time good on every single thing that you use to listen to music with. Whether it's a cell phone or a computer, headphones, whatever you're using, if it's balanced, it will sound good on any. Balance, it's key, okay? Remember that. Sorry for repeating this so much, but it is very important. The first thing that I use on my master chain is an Ozone 8. And you might be wondering why I use Ozone 8. And it's basically, I use it for the matching, the EQ matching. I basically use an equalizer inside Ozone that matches the target curve of a pink noise. Usually pink noise is the best kind of curves that you can have because it's flat, and at the end it has a little slope, as you can see here, which controls your sound really good. So let me remove it. What it does, as you can see, the song plays. Let me show you exactly what I do, how I do it. I basically click on a capture, and I play the part of the song that has the most overall frequency. So let's play it. As you can see, there's a little spikes here and here and here and here. So by matching it, when you click stop, it creates and basically just a line, whatever you call it, that will eliminate those resonances, because that's what they are. So there's little bells, and since you can make it like smoother, you can control it. But this is one of my best tricks. I put it at 2%, and as you can see over here, like my song in general has a lot of frequencies here as well, a lot of frequencies here. So this gets it a little bit down, so it will sound more balanced, and that's basically what we're going for. It also does it for the bass. As you can see, it takes it all the way down, but since I kind of want to keep it like that, I just put my own knob and put it all the way up so I can keep it flat. So basically there's no change happening. And that's the first step. I use an EQ to balance it out. After this, I kind of feel like I still need some help with more EQ. So I compared my music to other people's music, and I felt like this song needed more bass. So I boosted a little bit with just a parametric EQ too. And I put it up like 2 decibels. It's almost nothing, but it is noticeable when you're using an EQ in the master. It's very noticeable. And I'm using a very long slope. You want to have it very subtle. So the next step, it's another EQ where I boosted some of the frequencies that I felt I lost, or that I just felt I needed. Some other frequencies here and some other highs here, which I felt was needed, but they're not being boosted by much. It's less than 1 decibel on all of them. Less than 1 decibel on all of them. They're just there slightly, making slight changes to gain that sonic balance that we're looking for. Okay? So these three plugins are basically doing frequency balance. Now that we have that, I feel like I've gained control over that. So I'm moving to another thing. So after that, so now that I feel like I have balance control over it, I move to the next step. I usually use a stereo imager. It doesn't matter what imager you're using. In this case, I'm using FabFilter Pro Q2, and I'm using the mid-side option, which means I can control the stereo image as an EQ with using basically an EQ. So I have one EQ that basically makes anything below 125 hertz mono. This is all it's doing. Anything below here, it's mono. Anything here just stays at 0. Stereo placement wise. And then I have another one that boosts the high sides. As you can see, it's just boosting the highs a little bit, making them wider. There's actually presets here called stereo, and then you can just use any of the ones that I used, which are boost high side or cut low side. Pretty simple. And what I do, it's control it a little bit. When you open it normally, I think it has a lot. Yeah, it has a lot. So I basically take it down by a bunch, because I usually stereo enhance my sounds within my mixing part or steps. Now that I have my stereo enhancement or my stereo imaging controlled, I go into a next step, which is again fixing some of the harsh frequencies on the mix. Because like I've said, I really focus on that, like frequencies, having a balance between frequencies. I feel like it's very important, and it feels very good when you listen to something that is well balanced. All right, so next step, I use this VST called Gulfos, which is an AI. It basically does it's some sort of artificial intelligence, which, as you can, let me just play real quick. Let me just play it without it. As you can see here, it basically removes frequencies and boosts frequencies that are not needed, but it will not stay in this position. As frequencies go in, they get removed. So let's play it. Yeah, my PC is dying because this is a 12 gigabytes project, so it's very heavy. But basically, it's a very subtle thing, and this Gulfos plugin has a tame option, which will remove unwanted frequencies. And I don't really know exactly how it does it, but I know some really smart things are going on behind this. This is actually one of my favorite plugins. But anyways, after this, it basically just cleans the track a little bit more, just a little bit more. And then after that, I have my secret trick, which is a sausage fattener at 1%. Literally, sausage fattener at 1%. You might be wondering, why the hell is he using a sausage fattener? Well, sausage fattener, it's basically a limiter or a clipper, as you can see here. Yeah. And then I have a balance. And you might be wondering why I have a balance. Well, I have a balance to automate the volume of the song before the drop. So whenever the drop hits, it feels bigger. And that is a psychological trick, honestly, because, so yeah. Now that I control, as you can see from my, let me just zoom it in a little bit. As you can see, these three are controlling the frequencies. And then these two are controlling the stereo imaging, or the stereo enhancing, or stereo image. Yeah. These two are controlling stereo image. And then I have another one that will control frequencies again. And then I have sausage fattener, which will control dynamics, because it will keep everything at 0 decibels, no more than 0 decibels. It will basically create a ceiling or a limit or something like that. And then I have a balance, which I automate. And at the end, I have a J clipper, which is basically just another clipper. And that's pretty much it. I don't do anything on this. I leave it at 100. I put the gain at 0. Like, I don't move anything on this one. It's actually free VST. If you saw my free VST videos, you'll see that I actually added this one on the list. I honestly have this on every single sound just because I like keeping control of everything. Like I've said, that's what mastering is, controlling. At the end of the day, this is basically all I use. However, there is a secret step that I like taking, and that is using mix checker. You might be wondering what mix checker is. Basically, it's a software that helps you simulate different types of environments. So I basically, since I mix and master with headphones, I know a lot of you are going to be listening to this video and you're going to be like, oh, this guy sucks. He masters and mixes with headphones. He must suck. Well, there's something very important that I learned over all the years that I've been producing, and that is that you are selling your taste. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. Doesn't matter if you think my master chain is bad. There's people that enjoy what I do, and there's people that will enjoy what you do, and that's all that matters. You're selling your taste, not your skills. All right, so going back to mix checker, I use it just to check my mix, literally, so I can help it out a little bit with my master. But like I've said, your master will not fix your mix. If your kick is too loud, if your claps are too loud, they will not get fixed. You do that on your mixing part. So let's pay a little listen. Let's give a little listen to this. This is how my master sounds like. And then I use mix checker with the compensation for headphones, which I think fixes some of the stereo imaging. And then I use a simulation. Let's say we want to listen how it sounds on a cell phone. Let's play it. As you can see, it really changes the sound. What if I want it on an iPad? What if I want it on a TV? What if I want it in a car? You might be thinking this is pretty stupid, but it really helps me because sometimes I play it on headphones. Basically, I simulate that I'm using, I don't know, small earbuds. And then I'm like, okay, I feel like there's a lot of resonances on, I don't know, the 500 hertz frequencies. So I go back to my parametric and I fix it. Like I've said here, I fixed the 200 hertz because I felt like I heard it on one of the simulations. And yeah, I usually also click on mono because it's a very easy way to mono your song. The reason I use this plugin with mono, it's because it helps me understand how the stereo image sounds. And if sometimes you make stuff extremely wide and then when you put it on mono, it sounds disgusting. So I like checking, double check, always double check using a mono option on within your program, whatever you're using. I don't double check anything, even leveling. Like, try leveling with mono. That will change your life. But anyways, enough talking about simulation within this mix checker, and let's pay attention to the real simulation, which is our life. I think this is pretty much it for my master. Honestly, like I've said, please remember this. You are selling your taste, not your skills. Adding an EQ is not mastering. Adding a limiter is not mastering, but this is what I do to my mastering chain. And this is it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you on maybe another video for sure. If you want to connect with me, all my socials are Jay Eskar. And for all the ones that didn't make it here, let's prank them saying that I stole this master chain from Martin Garrix. So I'll see you guys later. Take care. I'll see you in the simulation. By the way, I hope you really find this video helpful. I'm honestly do this because I really love making music. Like I've said, even if I'm not the best at it, I am doing it with a lot of passion, and hopefully I can inspire you guys into getting better at whatever you're doing. Much love, everyone. Bye-bye.